Today's title is Finding Missing Numbers When Given the Mean. So we looked at mean, median, mode and range yesterday. So now we've been given the mean and we've got to find out what that data was. So I'm going to do the worked example on the left, then you can copy it down in your book and then I'll give you a chance to have a go at your turn one. So I'll just do the worked example in silence, then I'll talk through it and then you can have a go at your turn one. So, worked example, I'm going to start it now. So my final answer is that missing number should be 8. So let's just test that. So 5 add 1 is 6, add 10 is 16, add 8 is 24, divide that by 4 because there's 4 of them and I get 6. So I know I'm right because the mean is now 6. So I'm just going to talk through my working. First of all, I called this question mark X instead because in maths we don't really use question marks. We'd rather use like stuff we use for algebra. I could have called it N or A or anything, but I just called it X. Then I know that the formula for my mean is add all the numbers, divide by how many there are. So I can see that when I'm adding all the numbers, I know 5, add 1, add 10, add X. I can still use my formula even if I don't know what one of them is. So I'm saying if I add all those numbers up, that's the adding them all up part. And then divide by how many there are. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where this 4 comes from. Then I know that my mean is equal to 6 because I'm told that in the question. Then it's a case of, I sort of do two things here. I simplify the addition, so 5 add 1 add 10 is 16. Then add X, I can't simplify that any further, so I keep it as 16 add X. And then I times both sides by 4 because what we're trying to do is get X on its own. But more simply, if you think about it, if the mean is 6 and there's 4 numbers, then my total must be 24 because I know that something divided by 4 because there's 4 of them equals 6 because the mean is 6. Then I know my total must equal 24, which is where that equals 24 comes in. So times both sides by 4 so gets rid of the 4 on that side, the dividing by 4 because it's the inverse of dividing by 4. Times the 6 by 4 because that tells us what our total must all add to. Then it's a case of, well, 16 add X must be 24, so X must be 8. And the formal working for that is that we take away 16 from both sides. Right, you have a go at the one on the right hand side. So pause the video and then I'll go through it now. So this time we have 6 to 11 and question mark and the mean is 6. So maybe we want to make a prediction about what might happen. Notice that every number now, we've added 1 to it. So maybe I think, alright, maybe we'll add 1 to that. That might be my expectation. Or if the mean's the same, then if I add 1 to all of them, then my mean will have gone up by 1, but my mean's the same. So maybe it's actually take away something. So maybe this answer here is smaller than 8. So that might be an expectation that I make. Okay, let's go on to the formal, like working it out anyway. So 6 add 2 add 11 add X or any letter you want over 4 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers and the mean is 6 times both sides by 4 and gets us what our total must add up to and then 6 add 2 is 8, add 11 is 19, equals 24. So x must be equal to 5. Okay, well my mean this time is actually 3 less. Oh, well that's to do with I've added 1 here, I've added 1 here, and I've added 1 here. If my mean's the same, I've got to make up for that, which is why this is 3 less. But the main thing I wanted you to focus on there was trying to get to the final answer of 5. So, and then here I just added, now I took away 19 from both sides. Right, if you have any questions about that, then please email me. What we're going to do now is do some reflect, expect, check. So this is question 1, 2. And as a minimum expectation, I'd like you to get up to number 5. If you want to extend yourself further, then go on to a little star there or a smiley face. If you want to extend yourself, then do all the questions. So what we're going to do is split our page into question, reflect, expect, check. I mean, I know we were so good at this in class before we broke up. And then question 1 is 4 to 8. Question mark, and the mean is 4. So I can't do reflect or expect, so because I'm always basing it on the previous question, so then I check my answer and I get my answer of x is equal to whatever you get. Then you're going to rule off, do question 2, and so on and so on. But remember, in reflect, we're thinking about what has changed or stayed the same. And then can you make a prediction based on what's changed? I've put the reflect, expect, check sheet on Show My Homework to help you with that. And then the answers are in another PDF as well. So as I said, minimum expectation, do up to question 5. If you want to extend yourself further, do up to question 7. As always, if you need any support, then please just email me, and have a great rest of your day.